Ginger Remedies' hilarious misadventures. A lesson in home remedies and humility. Once upon a time in a small town, Ginger Snaps and her mischievous younger brother, Pork Chop, were raised by their loving grandmother. Unfortunately, their mother had passed away under mysterious circumstances when they were very young. Their grandmother, though elderly and sickly, had managed to impart a wealth of knowledge to Ginger Snaps, especially in the realm of creating home remedies. However, it seemed that Ginger's attention span was as short as her brother's patience, leading to hilarious and disastrous consequences. After their grandmother's passing, Ginger Snap, being 18 years old, felt the need to prove her independence. With Pork Chop only 10 years old, they set out on their own adventures. Ginger Snaps devised a get-rich-quick scheme where she would nurse wealthy old men back to health using her grandmother's home remedies. Adopting the persona of Ginger Remedy, she embarked on her first assignment. Her first client was a wealthy older man living in Manhattan who suffered from a severe case of diarrhea. Ginger Remedy arrived at the luxurious mansion, where the man's maid welcomed her with open arms. Upon meeting Mr. Clarence, a white man, Ginger's beauty astounded him, leading to a flurry of compliments and playful flirting. However, her slow pace in attending to his medical needs frustrated him. Seemingly undeterred, Ginger concocted a remedy for his diarrhea, unaware of the comedic catastrophe that would ensue. With a mixture of Epsom salt, water, and alcohol in hand, Ginger Remedy proceeded to Dr. Mr. Clarence. Within minutes, the man began hollering in distress, running uncontrollably through the room, knocking over furniture, and breaking vases. Confused and panicked, Ginger fled the scene, narrowly escaping the approaching house staff. Despite the chaos, one positive outcome was that she had received her payment up front, enough to sustain her for an entire year. Undeterred by her rocky start, Ginger Remedy took a few days off to regroup and plan her next move. Scanning the newspaper, she stumbled upon an ad for an older black man in Scarsdale who was said to be losing his hearing. Excitedly, the family hired Ginger Remedy based on the glowing reviews she had fabricated for herself. Arriving at Mr. Bruce's home, Ginger's arrival was met with anticipation and admiration for her beauty. Entering Mr. Bruce's bedroom, she found him lying across the bed, covered in a blanket. The conversation was a struggle as his ears were clogged with wax. Ginger, equipped with her ear lavage and a mixture of peroxide, water, and a tad too much alcohol, began the delicate procedure. However, the outcome was far from delicate. As Ginger started cleaning Mr. Bruce's ears, his discomfort escalated rapidly. He leaped out of bed, creating chaos by knocking over furniture and vases, desperately trying to reach Ginger for relief. The commotion drew the attention of Mr. Bruce's concerned family members, who rushed to his aid. Sensing impending trouble, Ginger leaped out of the window and fled the scene, leaving the room in shambles. Having narrowly escaped yet another calamity, Ginger shared her misadventures with her supportive brother, Pork Chop. Encouraging her to persist despite the negative outcomes, Pork Chop reminded her of the positive reviews she had ingeniously written for herself. Unbeknownst to Ginger, she was her own biggest fan, and it was time to learn a valuable lesson in humility. Unfazed by her previous mishaps, Ginger Remedy answered another ad, this time for a position at a renowned publishing company. Armed with her newfound lesson in humility, she approached the interview with a fresh perspective and a genuine desire to learn and grow. As she sat across from the stern-faced interviewer, Ginger could feel her nerves creeping in. However, this time, instead of relying on grandiose claims or inflated accomplishments, she chose to be honest about her experiences and limitations. She spoke passionately about her love for storytelling and her determination to improve her skills. To her surprise, the interviewer seemed intrigued by her authenticity. They recognized Ginger's potential and appreciated her willingness to acknowledge her past mistakes. It was a refreshing change from the self-promotion they had witnessed in many other candidates. Weeks passed, and Ginger received the news she had been eagerly awaiting. She had been offered a position at the publishing company, not as a writer but as an assistant editor. It was a modest start, but Ginger embraced it with humility and gratitude. As she embarked on her new journey, Ginger remained true to herself, always seeking ways to improve and learn from those around her. She quickly gained the respect and trust of her colleagues, who admired her willingness to admit her shortcomings and grow from them. Over time, Ginger's talent and dedication became evident to everyone. Her writing skills flourished under the mentorship of experienced editors, and she soon began contributing her own stories to the company's publications. With each piece she crafted, Ginger infused her work with authenticity, humility, and a genuine desire to connect with readers. Her misadventures and the valuable lessons she had learned along the way became the source of inspiration for many of her stories. Ginger's tales resonated with readers from all walks of life, touching their hearts and reminding them that it was okay to stumble and make mistakes as long as they learned from them. As Ginger's reputation grew, so did her circle of supporters. She no longer needed to rely on self-promotion or exaggerated claims. Instead, her work spoke for itself, garnering praise and recognition from both her colleagues and the literary community at large. Through it all, Ginger remained grounded, never forgetting the lesson her brother, Pork Chop, had taught her about humility. She continued to celebrate her achievements, no matter how big or small, but always with a sense of gratitude and the knowledge that her success was built on the foundation of perseverance, authenticity, and the support of those around her. And so, Ginger Remedies' story continued to unfold, filled with adventures, growth, and an unwavering commitment to remaining true to herself. With each word she wrote, she inspired others to embrace their own journey, to learn from their missteps, and to believe in the power of humility. For it was through humility that Ginger discovered her true voice and the limitless possibilities that lay before her.